Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Victoria Tundu, MQ Abiola.
Good morning.
We are fine now. Almost. Now, let's start the review.
You guys have kissed and made up, right?
Let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record. With over 30 billion naira from sale of farms, APC gets firepower for 2023 elections. Funds may put party in vantage position against opposition. Yes, the APC may have raked in as much as 30 billion naira from the sale of farm. Yes, according to the calculations, rough calculations done by this day. From the sale of presidential farm, 2.3 billion naira may just roll in. And counting, because a number of others are yet to declare and pick their forms. From gubernatorial farm sales, 2.8 billion, 6.54 billion likely to be raked in from sales of senatorial forms, while 10.08 billion naira from sales of House of Rep forms, and of course, for the houses of assembly across the country, the APC is likely to rake in 7.93 billion naira. Now, with all these funds in the kitty, of course, Chairman of APC, Abdullahi Adamu, did not mince words when he's saying that, look, we need the money. We need the money. So we have no apologies for putting our form so high. Well, will that form part of the war chest? Of course, we know what some aspirants are also bringing to the table. Apart from the 100 million naira they used to buy the forms, some are well-heeled, ready to also splash money. But will that sway Nigerians? We will have to put the records of APC in the last 8 years in their mind while going to the polling booth to cast their votes. Well, let's see how it pans out. Now, the Guardian newspaper, suspense as APC orders aspirants to sign withdrawal letter. Yes, this is a new development. Form 18, which is part of the documents given to the aspirants to fill, including presidential aspirants, is that they will sign that I hereby resign or withdraw my candidacy, and they will take that before the oath commissioner. Well, some of these aspirants are not comfortable with this. They see this as a booby trap, as the Guardian is reporting. And some are already consulting their lawyers, and I'm sure the lawyers on this platform will give their views also. Is it legal for somebody to sign ahead that is withdrawing? But I can see where the APC is coming from. Recall that the attempt to fashion out consensus during the last convention. Some came up to say, no, I'm being forced to withdraw. Now, when you ask people to sign ahead, is that not surreptitiously getting them to withdraw when it is not their intention to withdraw? Well, we'll look at all that in a short while. Now, the Punch newspaper, multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Leaders want 24 aspirants. Southwest APC leaders organize meetings with aspirants to converse consensus. Pro-zoning protesters storm PDP APC secretariats warn against crisis. Fayemi Oshomole Akpabio declare Ekiti governor hasn't governed state well. PDP is saying. Of course, you can see on the front page of the Punch the banner by those protesters. 2023 power must shift to the South. APC, please note our concern. Well, the Nation newspaper. Tinubu, many presidential aspirants good for democracy. Yes, I seem to be on the same page with Asiwaju on this matter. Our problem is not the number of aspirants. The more, the merrier. Let them just zone it to the South and let them contest. After all, it has to be a contest to get the ticket of a party and eventually to win the election for the nation's #1 seat. So, at a point, it was being asked, where are the southeastern aspirants? They are not there. Now, they have come out. We are saying there are too many. No, there cannot be too many. It's democracy. Let them go and contest. Unfortunately, we don't have the American style, where aspirants go from state to state, and based on their performance, they just drop out like apples that are ripe and fall down. But this is our system. Let them go and face their convention and see how many delegates they can get, or if the party is doing direct primaries. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, presidential primaries, pressure mount on INEC to extend deadline. And Vanguard also reporting this story, saying APC hawks pressure INEC to shift deadline for primaries. Few people within the APC, and according to Vanguard newspaper, said the reason why they are doing this is to sneak in some late entrants into the race. That's the APC hawks. But INEC is firm and should remain firm on its timetable. Now, if we just look at the foreign newspapers quickly, now the Times of London, we can cope with rising inflation, insists the Prime Minister. Interest rates set to hit 13-year high of 1%. Interest rates are expected to rise to the highest level in 13 years. Of course, the Bank of England is forecasting that will rise. The Bank of England is forecast to raise interest rates from 0.75% to 1%. In the U.S., something similar is happening. The Wall Street Journal is reporting Fed rate rise is biggest since the year 2000. Plan to shrink portfolio kicks inflation fight into higher gear. Stocks rise on reassurances. Of course, the Federal Reserve has approved a rare 0.5 percentage point interest. Now, the New York Times. The New York Times. Asia offers life for Russian energy sales. Yes, Western sanctions could push Putin to redirect exports, but at a discount. Yes, even some big oil firms in Europe are collecting oil from Russia at massive discount. Ruben Rufai and Tundo, if we have any time left.
I don't imagine that we do. So thank you, Mr. Fenny.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to comment very quickly on the APC story that you quoted from some of the papers.
Yes.
That, aspirants have to fill an optional, form of
the Guardian newspaper.
A withdrawal form.
A withdrawal form.
Now, there have been reactions to that from the APC wing. Senator Yole Omishore, the secretary of the party, and Felix Moka, the spokesperson of the party, they have said it is optional, and that nobody is under compulsion to sign that particular form. And whoever signs it will be that person wants to withdraw eventually. What will be wrong is to make it compulsory. And Moka added that it's in line with the Electoral Act and the Constitution, and therefore legal, although he did not quote the relevant provisions.
Well,
but people have the right to be suspicious.
It's a political party, not the mafia. Well, thank you, Mr. Fenny.